All right. Welcome to episode 2 of 2020 Allen Ginter Chrome, the road to Gold Chip Gaines. If you watch the first episode, you know I'm chasing after Chip Gaines, HGTV superstar, the gold card. It's numbered to 50. For whatever reason, couldn't find this one. If you watch the first episode, I told you about a little bit about the product, what it looks like 5 years later, kind of what I've collected. I've got a green set. I almost have a second green set. I'm one card shy of the gold, Mr. Chip Gaines. Got a fair amount of oranges and reds. And if hopefully, if you get some time, watch the first episode. I go into a little bit deeper on the review. And, the best part about this product is the autographed list. It's 29 total folks in the autograph checklist. There's only 3 that you could argue aren't great relative to the herd. And even one of those 3 is a Nico Horner. I guess that's from his rookie year. Not too bad. And to amend one of the things I said in the first episode when I was reading off the rookie list of who was, I guess still interesting 5 years later. I think I said Zach Gallen, Lewis Robert, Jordan Alvarez, Bo Bichette, and you could argue Nico Horner is also interesting. So, the rest are kind of, Gavin Lux, AJ Puck, that kind of group, and then a bunch of folks that were kind of here today, gone tomorrow, including Rookie of the Year, Kyle Lewis, if you remember him with the Mariners. Anyways, we had a great episode 1, and I say great. That is that doesn't sell it. I've been collecting cards since 1980, when I was 6 years old. And it was just usually whatever anybody gave my grandpa for free, and those became my cards. And been kind of collecting them on and off ever since. Kind of just really got, enchanted with the 2020 Allen Ginter Chrome set. And it's kind of been the one thing I've kind of focused on. Started in COVID, and here I am today. So just a quick recap on box 1. The refractors, which I think we said there are about 363 of each one. They're not numbered, but based off the print odds, there's probably about 363 each. Not too bad. We got Pudge, we got Lefty, we got Hammer and Hank, we got J.K. Dobbins, right? Yeah. I'm not quite as up on my football as I used to be. We got Nomar Mazara, and of course Roger Maris. So pretty good refractor list. The minis. Bagwell, Harper, Bo Bichette, rookie mini, Miguel Cabrera, and Babe Ruth, which I think we got in the first pack, were the best ones. The best of the rest, we got Andrus, Cole Calhoun, Colton Wong, Marte, Snake Dude, Siegel. So those were the minis. And then the 3 colored refractor hits were Albert Pujols. I think I looked that up. I think that is my 6th green Albert Pujols, but Hall of Famer. So that's a really good one, or Hall of Fame bound. Mariano Rivera. I thought I was going to pull the Chip Gaines in the first break, and we'd be pretty much done with this series. But Mariano Rivera is a good one. That is my 2nd one. And then Brian Reynolds. I did not have the orange Brian Reynolds, so pretty good from a refractor standpoint. And then the autograph. Oh, the autograph. Watch the first video if you want to see it, because I've already kind of put it up. But Sandy Koufax autograph. Watch the first one. You'll enjoy it. Hopefully you'll like the review. I think it's a good, honest review of this product 5 years later. So, episode 2, another box. This box, I believe I got off of an eBay seller, and I think, because I've kind of had it sitting for a while, I think it was a 2-box random person selling it on eBay. That is not a very sharp knife. And the first one is the one that had the Koufax. So I did this better with just my fingernails. And the first one had that Koufax hit. So assuming this came from the same, if it came from the same case, then you would assume that there's probably not an auto in here, but I don't know that. And reds are on the table, super refractors are on the table, and I have seen some breaks or case breaks where there were 2 autographs. The second autograph would usually be a numbered autograph, so usually you get a base 1 and a regular. I'm wearing the glove this time because of the hit in the first box. I was pretty much, if you saw it, I was going like, not a big deal, we won't do anything. And then we pulled a really great one, and yeah, quite honestly, I had never pulled anything that good. These cards do, these Allen Ginter Chromes, they do smudge pretty easy. Obviously, they can be cleaned, but that's a hassle. And we're gonna post these videos pretty much every Friday night, and we'll roll with it until I run out of money to get cards, or we get the Chip Gaines, or we'll see how it goes. But I did promise that if you were gonna sip an old fashioned or a drink, I would as well. I did say I was gonna have an old fashioned. However, there's no bourbon, there's no whiskey in the house, but I do have this. You can't really see it, but I've got this Don Julio, the Don Julio 1942 Tequila Añejo anniversary bottle. Very good friend on the West Coast got that for me a couple years back, and I'm gonna have a little sip of it here with you all today. If we pull something like that Koufax, we might have to shoot this. But anyways, cheers to y'all out there, the 2 of you that might watch this video, and cheers. All right, let's get into it, and let's see if we can get that Gold Chip Gaines. I'll comment a little bit on the product, but if you watch the first episode, I like this stuff. All right, pack number 1. Let's see what we got. Well, you can see already, we're going to start off hot with a Hank Aaron, Rickey Henderson. I think I mentioned in the first video, but Rickey Henderson, oh geez, we have a gold refractor already under this Rickey Henderson. Rickey Henderson really sells well, even before his death. Just has a big following. I grew up with Rickey Henderson. I didn't like the teams he was on, so he was kind of a villain for me. But now that I'm past that, looking back at his career, it's just really admirable. Yeah, this will be pretty funny if this is Chip Gaines, because we will be done. How about another great Yankee? We got Reggie Jackson, so that's a good one. Speaking of Sandy Koufax, how about a mini Sandy Koufax? This Reggie Jackson is number 23 of 50. What number was he? Was he 32, 33? Anyways, Sandy Koufax mini. Love it, man. I just love that. Look at this pack, though. Hank Aaron. Yeah, so we got 2 base cards, Aaron and Henderson. The gold Reggie Jackson. Let's get a sleeve on that thing. I had some laying around because I just assumed we were going to pull nothing but hits. And I don't know if I dropped it on the ground or where it went. Anyways, we don't need to sleeve that up right now. And then a nice little mini here with Koufax. Also from the first box, we got 44 cards from the regular base set. There's 300 total. Theoretically, if you never drew a double, it would take you, you'd be in your 7th box by the time you get the complete set. Obviously, you're going to get doubles, so it's realistic that you could buy a whole case and not get the complete set. But they're pretty cheap online. Base set, even the base refractors, you can pick up pretty cheap. And again, from the first episode, you know what I think of it. It's a great product, and I totally advise it. All right, we got a regular refractor coming in underneath this Kim rookie. Let's see what we got. We got Michael Brantley. That is a refractor. Now, unlike 2021 and 2022, where they started printing refractor on the back so that you would know, these you only can tell just because you can see kind of the rainbow on the side. But also I can tell pretty much right away when I'm opening the pack, especially before I've had a couple of cocktails. It's much easier, and they kind of, I guess they sit a little bit thicker, I guess is how I would say it. But we got Brantley. We got a mini Pete Alonso. And we, of course, have Mr. White Sox, Tim Anderson. Yeah, I realize nobody calls him that. Boy, what a great hitter that just completely fell off the map. He was on the Angels this year. Still great with the glove before he got released. But the bat, I think, got punched out of him by Jose Ramirez. All right, so we got A-Rod. We got the Baseball Brit. That's not a refractor, is it? No. Baseball Brit. We got one of those Booming City mini inserts. Jorge Alfaro. Don't know if he's still in the league. I remember he was a catcher at one time. One of my favorite players growing up. Number 4, Paul Molitor. Okay, we got a regular refractor. We got Ketel Marte, Lorenzo Cain, Ryan Sandberg. One of the frustrating things about Allen Ginter Chrome in terms of their regular set, especially like in, I think, 21, but like they would continue to give cards to, like, so you're only featuring like, I don't know, 100-ish of the current players, but instead of getting like, you know, actual good starting pitchers or whatever, it would go for guys like Lorenzo Cain or, you know, just people like that just, they're at this point in his career, he was already washed. It's like, you know, there's a lot of great players that kind of leave out of the set. There's some really peculiar ads. All right, we got Snake Guy. Let's see what his name is. I've been calling him Snake Guy. Steven Teft. Kevin Biggio. We got one of the Safari sites. There's no laughing matter. And we have Daryl Strawberry. The greatest Simpson softball players of all time. Oh, that was crazy. Trevor Bauer. Joey Votto. We are bugging out. And there he is. There's Albert Pujols. So Pujols, Votto, and Bauer. Well, Bauer was having a nice little career for a minute. I bet he could still. I bet he still could get some outs. Hopefully, we get a chance to see him at some point. Boy, this is a clutch Mr. October player, underrated, I think. Corey Seager. We got something going on underneath. It's gonna be a regular refractor. Who's this guy? It's like a baseball writer, Derek Gould. I always think it's gonna be like Alton Brown, but Derek Gould. Gurriel, Ty Cobb. All right, we got Bob Gibson. There's Siegel. Let's see what Siegel's first name is. Justine. We got Robles. Shane Bieber. Okay, we should have 2 more of the colored refractors in this mess. We'll see what we got. Bryce Harper. Lucas Gelato. Mini bugging out. John Ways and Means. Yachty sells pretty well. There were some cards I was trying to chase of his that I had to pay a lot more for than I thought. There's a refractor of Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks, Mr. May, Dave Winfield, And I got mad hits like I was Rod Carew. I do have a 1/1 of Rod Carew from the set. It's the mini. I did not get that from a pack. I bought it, but it was shockingly low. It's been a while. I probably got it 4 years ago, but I want to say it was like, I don't know, 60 or 70 bucks. I thought that was a pretty good deal. What do we got? We got anything? No. All right. Dakota Hudson, Ramon Laureano, San Paulo, Harmon Killebrew. Okay, so we got 6 more packs. No, I'm sorry. 7 more packs. 2 colored hits. If we get a good hit, definitely gonna have to take another sip. All right, let's see what we got. Eddie Murray. We're not gonna have a hit in this one. Keston. You know, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. I always say Hiera. I thought he was going to be good for a minute. Swing was too big, but boy, he was smashing minor league pitching at one point. And Solar Power. Okay, I think we got one of the refractors in here. It looks like it's going to be a green. I do need 10 or 11 cards for the green. I'll look it up. They were mostly good players. I picked up a ton of like, hey, here's 70 greens for, you know, I was paying like almost $2 a card for it, like buying super big lots, but some of them didn't have some of the big hits. All right, so let's see who we got here. Yeah, that is Luis Arraez for a minute, causing a pretty big stir when he was flirting with 400. I remember seeing his 101 in a case break that I did not have the Twins on, so that was disappointing. This is number 24 of 99. There's Hunter Harvey, Jackie Robinson. All right. We got one more hit coming. We'll go through these pretty fast. That guy, oh, there it is, Gold Chrome. So we're not going to get the Chip Gaines. There is going to be an episode 3. Apologize, this doesn't look like it's got a lot of great hits, but let's get a nice player here on the way out. How about Todd Hammer and Helton? If you like the Rockies, you like Todd Helton. That's number 29 of 99. Joe Mauer, American League Rookie of the Year, Kyle Lewis back then. We'll go through the rest of these pretty fast. Josh Donaldson, we got a George Springer refractor. Check out the year he's having this year if you haven't. It's pretty good. Mini Rafael Devers and Pete Alonso. Derek Jeter. Awesome. I feel like there's some story, like they added Derek Jeter into the Chrome set, but in the base set, it was like Max Kepler or something, and they replaced him. And I say base set, but the regular paper, Allen Ginter. I think that's right, if my memory serves. We got a DJ LeMahieu refractor. Number 1, Tom Glavine. There's Ichiro. Ichiro signed for this product, so he's one of the autographs. And I do not have him. Little kid from Bird Box. Steve Carlton. There's the Rhino. No, Warthog. Sorry. Toro. Last pack. It's not going to be great unless it's somehow an auto, but that's unlikely. Brandon Woodruff. We got Anderlin Simmons. I'm still kind of upset with as an Angel fan for quitting. Bugging out. Evan Longoria. All right, so that was box 2. Nothing special. And we'll see you on episode 3 next week. Cheers to you. Have a great night.